The tale of Armin Meiwes is not for the faint of heart. It is a story that delves deep into the darkest recesses of human nature and forces us to confront the chilling realities of what one individual is capable of. Meiwes, infamously known as the Cannibal of Rotenburg, committed acts that are so profoundly disturbing they seem to leap straight out of the most terrifying horror novel. Yet, this is no fiction. This narrative explores the life and crimes of a man who shocked the world with his gruesome appetite. In the quiet town of Rotenburg, Germany, Armin Meiwes carried out one of the most macabre and perplexing crimes in modern history. His actions would challenge the legal system, stir ethical debates, and leave psychologists grappling with the nature of his desires. The case opens a window into the complexities of human psychology and the extremities of dark fantasies. This essay seeks to unravel the intricate tapestry of Meiwes' life, from his troubled childhood to the fateful night he committed his horrifying act and beyond. By examining his psychological makeup, the circumstances that led to his crime, and its aftermath, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of a man who became a monster in the eyes of many. As we venture into this grim journey, remember, we are exploring the very limits of human morality and psychology. Armin Meiwes' childhood was marked by loneliness and neglect, elements that would later play a crucial role in shaping his psyche. Born in 1961 in the small and tranquil town of Essen, Germany, Meiwes was the only child to his mother, Waltraud Meiwes. His father abandoned the family when Armin was just 8 years old, a traumatic event that deeply affected him. His mother, an overbearing and controlling figure, kept a tight leash on Armin, stifling his social development. Growing up, Meiwes was a quiet and introverted child, finding solace in his own company rather than in the playgrounds with peers. His isolation was compounded by his mother's insistence on accompanying him everywhere, which prevented him from forming normal social relationships. This isolation is critical to understanding Meiwes' later actions. His fantasy world became his refuge, where he nurtured dark and forbidden desires. The absence of a father figure and the oppressive presence of his mother likely contributed to Meiwes' distorted perceptions of relationships and intimacy. He began to develop a fascination with cannibalism during his adolescence, viewing it as a means to keep someone with him forever, thereby never facing the abandonment and loneliness he felt during his formative years. This twisted logic showcases the profound impact early childhood experiences can have on an individual. Armin Meiwes' psychological profile is a complex tapestry woven from his early experiences, deep-seated fears, and forbidden desires. Psychologists who studied his case noted that Meiwes exhibited no traditional signs of psychosis. Instead, his actions were driven by a coherent, albeit horrific, set of desires and motivations. His cannibalistic impulses can be traced back to a need for connection and permanence, a pathological extension of his fear of abandonment. This desire for an unending union with another person led Meiwes to the dark world of internet chat rooms, where he found like-minded individuals who shared his macabre interests. It was here that Meiwes discovered he was not alone in his dark fantasies, a realization that emboldened him. The internet became a safe haven where he could express his true self without the fear of judgment or rejection. Crucial for someone whose real-life interactions were severely limited and controlled. Understanding Meiwes' psychological landscape is essential for comprehending the why behind his actions. His cannibalism was not merely about the act of consuming another human. It was an extreme attempt to overcome his deepest fears. By consuming his victim, Meiwes believed he could eternally bind the person to himself, thus never being alone again. This tragic logic underscores the profound impact psychological disorders can have when left unchecked and unsupported. Armin Meiwes' journey from a solitary individual with disturbing fantasies to an active perpetrator of a heinous crime involved meticulous planning and manipulation. His first step was to transform his home in Rotenburg into a place where his dark fantasies could materialize. He set up a slaughter room equipped with butcher tools and video recording devices, preparing for the act he was determined to carry out. This preparation shows the level of detachment and cognitive dissonance Meiwes experienced, viewing his actions as a fulfillment of destiny rather than a horrific crime. To find a willing participant for his gruesome act, Meiwes turned to the internet. He posted advertisements on forums dedicated to cannibalistic fantasies, masquerading his deadly intentions behind the guise of mutual understanding and shared interests. This method of luring his victim highlights a chilling aspect of the digital age, the internet as a tool for predators to find and exploit vulnerable individuals who share niche interests. Meiwes' eventual encounter with Bernd Brandes, the man who responded to his advertisement, was marked by a disturbing mutual agreement. Brandes traveled to Meiwes' home under the agreement that he would willingly allow himself to be killed and consumed. This meeting was not only a culmination of Meiwes' meticulous planning, but also an alarming example of how deep-seated psychological issues can manifest into real-world tragedies, facilitated by modern technology.